What's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? Today it's a Saturday afternoon, rainy, very rainy Saturday afternoon. But hey, this is a good time to make another content, especially this type of content, which we're going to be talking about. You know what? Before I even go through all that, I want to ask you guys to please like and subscribe to the channel, share this video because it's going to be a fire video. All right. So let's get to it. I want to talk to you guys about a situation where a lot of men hear this all the time by certain women. And the vibe is certain women will tell you that you're insecure about yourself. That's why you won't accept things that come with me, meaning the woman that's telling you you're insecure. They say you're insecure because you don't want to have a situation where the woman that you're trying to have attention with, trying to build something with, if you don't like the way she dressed, or if you don't like the way what her job is, or what have you. This particular thing is about I guess this lady right here that you see right here, Naomi, is it? I think it's Naomi. This man, wrote her like some type of, writer wrote her about being, a sex worker want to be with him, and how should he handle it? Should he want to be with her? So you will see how this both come together when I tell you how they say men you have low self-esteem because you don't want to pick that particular woman to be your man. I think this is why a lot of beta males get caught up in that rabbit hole. Not being man enough to say, you know what, well, call me what you want, but don't call me stupid. But anyway, we're gonna see this video, and I'm gonna tell you my perspective on the video. Hope you guys can hear it loud and clear. All right.
The goddess Naomi Banks, and welcome back to another episode of Ask Naomi. Ask Naomi was created back in my series Radio Days on my popular radio show, Chocolate Radio. And it gives you, the viewers, a chance to write in and ask advice on love, sex, and relationship. And still to this day, I still receive hundreds of emails. So I said, what's the best way to share? And that's creating this YouTube channel. All right, so this letter today on Ask Naomi is from a young man asking about dating advice. And it's titled, She's Super Dope, but she's a sex worker. Should I date her? And he says, Dear Naomi, there's an actress sex worker who is seriously interested in me, but I don't know about it honestly. Talking to her, she's really cool person. She's super dope vibe, but it's a first for me. And plus, I came out of a toxic relationship this year. I just wanted to see what your take on it would be. Anonymously. All right. Anonymous.
Okay. Let me get to my perspective on what the start of what she's saying. What the writer wrote to her. First of all, you got out of a toxic relationship, and then all of a sudden you're thinking about being with a sex worker. Now, bro, take your time. Make sure all your life is together. As a matter of fact, like I tell everyone, including myself, go get some therapy. Anything that you do that makes you feel good, to a point that is helping your mental stability, get that done immediately. Don't worry about this woman, that woman, and especially a woman already that you having doubts about, especially that type of woman. All right? You want to get that figured out before anything. All right? Here we go.
Honestly, if you're asking me this question, you are not ready. I mean, being in a normal / standard relationship after a toxic one It's difficult, let alone trying to date someone who's a sex worker. You yourself, you have to be secure in yourself to know that her work is her work, and you have to treat it as such. That you have to be secure in your manhood and entrust her or in the relationship. Um, the question is, can you truly do that coming out of a toxic relationship right now? You know, the thing is, you have to be honest with yourself and with her. I mean, you might not be ready to be in any type of relationship right
I
now.
agree with that.
So my advice to you is you have to get yourself together first before you opt to share any time, intimate time with someone you're thinking about dating or whatever, and not just having sex. Um, this is the thing. I am known as a sex worker, and the biggest.
Okay, we're gonna stop there. What she said, Naomi is saying to her audience, and what you guys just maybe heard. If you didn't, I'm gonna tell you. She said she's a sex worker. I don't know if this guy that wrote her know that she is a sex worker or not, but let's say that he is. Why would a man a man of a high level mindset write a sex worker to give him information on another person that's in the sex industry, that's a sex worker? What type of information that you trying to see? Is that what a man will do? You have to really ask yourself this. Uh, and I see it a lot in general with certain men, more than likely men that put women on a pedestal just because of physical ability, let alone anything else. But I think you should put any, you know, in my opinion, I think you shouldn't put anybody on a pedestal. But physical ability, you understand me? Physical. They talk to these certain women, asking for advice from certain women that, you know, that they dating, like the same person that they dating, they're asking for that advice from that woman. Meaning that woman might be biased. She might tell you something more than likely that is not good for you and your mental stability. You know what I'm saying? She might tell you something that's not good for you. So why would you, you know, in this case, ask another sex worker for advice to date another sex worker? Uh, Men of high value, uh, high standards, don't do this type of stuff. You know, but let's keep it going.
Myth is that sex workers, whether they're a porn star, whether they're escort or dominatrix or whatever, that they cannot sustain a relationship. And I can tell you that's not true. They can. It totally depends on that other person. Are they secure within themselves of being in a relationship with someone that is a sex worker?
She said they supposedly sex workers, being as though they porn stars or just prostitutes, whatever they're doing in the sex industry, people say they can't sustain what you call that, a relationship, a productive relationship. She said that they can. She said that's from her perspective. But from my perspective, usually those sex workers, let's say those the porn stars, they usually can date other porn stars. No real man is going to date a woman that's involving herself in the sex industry, in my opinion. Unless I'm gonna be real with you, unless he's pimping her. Or unless, you know, it gotta be that. Because no real man is going to subject itself into that stuff and into that. It's many, I tell you all the time, it's many beta males that will, in this society, that will subject themselves to that. So she might be right. But from my perspective, the people I know, the things I read up on these different sex workers and sex workers that I know, they tell me they can't sustain a productive relationship.
The thing that you guys have to remember is that this is a job that they do. Yes, it is about being intimate with somebody else, but not intimate having sex with someone else. It's a difference between having sex and being intimate. And I know a lot of people, I probably get a lot of comments below and say, no, it's not. It's the same thing. No, it's not. It is not.
She may be right when it comes to intimacy. She may be right when it comes to sex workers being intimate with and a sex worker. I mean, as a sex worker, those women know the difference. Those women know the difference. Probably, I don't know for sure, because this is their job. You know what I mean? This is their job. But I know a lot of prostitutes that fell in love with many of their johns, many of their tricks. You know, but a regular woman cannot tell the difference from a lot of these women when they cheat on their man, they can't tell the difference in, a lot of them, not all of them, but most of them, from my perspective, what I know of, most of them can't tell the difference between an intimate relationship and just having sex. You can tell a woman, baby, this is just sex and this and that, third. She's like, yeah, for sure. It could go down for 6, 7 months, maybe a year, maybe two. But eventually, they're gonna be like, you know what? I can't take this. I want to be with you, because they don't know the difference. Especially if you keep on carrying on with sex, because a woman think differently than a man. Only these feminists think a woman think the same as a man. These high level far leftist feminists, you know. But this is not biologically a fact on women and men thinking the same when it comes to sex. See, most men can tell the difference. You understand me? Most men can tell the difference. Most women, no, from my perspective. Let's go on.
So the thing is for you, Mr. Anonymous, is that you have to look beyond her job of her being a sex worker. And if she says she's this dope of a person, then be her friend first. Because honestly, you're not ready to be in a relationship anyway, whether it's with a sex worker or with a regular chick or whatever, you're just not ready for it. Um,
I agree.
Thing is, I'm not knowing exactly what was the toxic, I can't pronounce it. Um, I don't know how toxic your relationship was, and if it was you or if it was your other, or if it was your partner that was toxic in a relationship. I don't know. But if you're writing me and asking this question, you was questioning yourself. You just needed to confirm it. That's it. You're not ready for no relationship at all, honey. Be her friend. You guys be friends. All right, so love, let me close with this.
The
I
editing
just
was
want to say I don't
silly.
know how toxic your last relationship was. That I do not know. I don't know if it was her fault, your fault. I don't know if there was any insecurities in your relationship or whatever. But the thing is that you have to really get yourself together first. Um, really. And to be very honest, I have received the question from someone else, but they were a sex worker, asking me, is it possible for them to have a relationship with a regular person? And it is, but it's up to you guys individually.
Anything's possible.
Are you going to be okay with her being a sex worker? And is that sex worker going to be okay with you being okay with her being a sex worker? I know this is something all totally, it gets more deeper than that. but truly you guys have to be strong independently without that other person. And then when you guys are with that other person, whether you're a sex worker or not, or in a relationship with a sex worker or not, you have to know that that person is just an added spice to what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? That you're not depending on that other person for happiness. You know what I mean? That other person for validation. You understand what I'm saying? And I hope you do. The thing is that, and I know I can get started rambling and rambling on. That's literally why I had to cut the tape and bring it back, because honestly, I've been a fan of your music for a while, and I'm not.
Okay, I don't know what she's talking about now. Um, let's stop this real quick. This part. Yeah, I'm just letting you guys know from my perspective as a man, if you're gonna make a decision to date a woman that's a sex worker or date a woman that you believe they're probably gonna be a problem and maybe be a toxic to your life, you shouldn't date her. You know, I don't care how they say you're insecure because you don't want to date this type of woman. Men don't care about that. Men don't care about how people look at him when he making the right decisions for himself. He don't give a shit. Only beta males care for that. You know what I'm saying? Only. And this, and again, I say it all the time. Most men in this society are beta males. But this is how you determine you're not a beta male, by being the right person for you. They're not worried about putting somebody on a pedestal. And more than likely, because the men in this society putting these women on a pedestal because they got the punani, they got the what they call it, the WAP. What is it? So you have to look at it like you got to make that decision. You can't be saying, "Well, I'm gonna change her," and then get into a real productive relationship with her, and then you arguing 6 months later, 2 months later, whatever it be. No, if you know from the jump that it's going to be a toxic relationship because you don't agree with her lifestyle, get out of it. Please yourself before you try to please anybody else. That's what real men do. That's what real women do. All right, guys. Again, this is the end of the video. Like, subscribe to my channel, and I'm gonna bring in some more content. So be ready, because it's gonna happen. Kasim Lamar, Dream Big Podcast. Get at me. Peace.